Hello, I'm Sam. It's an absolute freaking dream of mine to create this YouTube channel finally. I've been promising myself for months that I was going to create this. My name's Sam, so I'm from Perth in Western Australia. My dream is to create a farmy, which is an army of farmers. So I know it sounds lame as hell, but it's going to be, my sort of dream is to create recruit legions of people to become sort of produce their own food, grow their own food. Verbal diarrheaing all over the place right now. I'm pretty crap in front of the camera right now, so hopefully I'll get better with every single video. I intend to upload plenty of videos covering all aspects of horticulture. So I'm a horticulturalist and I've got a little gardening business called Edulis Gardening. The whole premise and the whole theme and the whole ethos behind my business is self-reliance, so growing as much food as you can possibly grow in a limited space. So I just go around the suburbs of Perth and help families as best I can produce as much of their own food as possible. So I've been over east and I've done courses in permaculture, and I've worked on all sorts of organic farms, but literally for about 10 years or so now, I've lived and breathed my subjects, which are everything to do with horticulture, growing things, plants, botany, so just anything to do with plants basically. I'm just the plant guy, that's how everyone knows me. So I come in and out of all the little circles, the little like botany circles and organic agriculture kind of circles in Perth. Love meeting people that are sort of similar minded. Particularly people that are into like regenerative agriculture, so growing as much of food as you can with minimal impact on the environment, so without the use of synthetic chemicals and pesticides, using cover crops and harnessing biology, so just growing food as naturally as possible, harnessing worm farms, composting, the whole works. So along with this YouTube channel, which is a big dream of mine to start and capture an audience, my other dream is to sort of move down south where the climate is more mild, have my own land, have my own farm, my own animals, and just spend the rest of my life growing food, growing fruit trees, exotic fruit trees, rare species, heritage varieties of fruits and vegetables. Just low impact, the whole low impact lifestyle is just so appealing to me. The world's crazy at the moment, so it's just going to appeal to more and more people. So if I could capture an audience in the next few months with regular content that I sort of plan on uploading weekly, God, it will be so good. I just want to infuse people with my enthusiasm for growing things and plants and things like that. So I know it sounds like a bit of a stretch now, but I promise you, my enthusiasm for this kind of stuff is kind of infectious. So I've been known to infect people with my passion for my subjects. So like I wouldn't be doing anything else. It's just everything to me, sort of horticulture, gardening, landscaping. I just love it so much. So I really would love it, especially if I sort of got young people on board with my ideas as well, because it's just so damn important to get sort of people while they're young. So, you know, a lot of my clients that I garden for, they're so much older because they sort of know and appreciate the therapeutic benefits of gardening and, you know, planting flowers and things and just interacting with nature and looking after your roses and all that stuff. But if I could get young people enthused about growing their own food and, you know, plants and nature in general, it would be such a brilliant thing. And with every subscriber and stuff that I amass, I'll get so much more enthusiastic about making these videos, and I really love I'm getting to love editing videos as well. I sound like Jamie Oliver as well, I should mention, if in case you haven't noticed, because my folks are from the UK. Lots of people say that I'm the Jamie Oliver of horticulture. So that's like kind of stuck now. So I work at Bunnings 1 day a week, 1 or 2 days a week as well. And that's how sort of I generate a fair bit of business, by just talking to people about the subjects that I love talking about. I work at Bunnings 1 day a week, and I'm absolutely in my element, talking about fertilizers and growing plants, pest and disease, looking after plants and maintenance, and establishing plants and trees and stuff. And I really enjoy that, and I want to get more involved with the community. And one of my dreams is to start this YouTube community. If I could get regular watchers, you know, age is kind of irrelevant, but I would especially love to really impact younger people. It's so damn important. It's just a young generation of urban farmers is what we need at the moment. So growing your own, it's more than about gardening for me. I'm so passionate about just coming back down to earth and just interacting with getting your hands dirty and getting your hands into the soil. It's just the most important grounding thing. It's just a universally healthy thing to do from all aspects and from all angles. Just gardening, especially growing food, is such a fantastically therapeutic thing. Yeah, I think, you know, the real merits will be established in later years, I reckon, of doing this kind of activity, and just the peace of mind of knowing like where your food's come from. There's no chemicals involved and pesticides. What was that statistic, like sort of the average head of lettuce in the States has 41 agricultural chemicals on it, or some ridiculous number? It was like in the 30s or something like that, agricultural chemicals in just one head of lettuce. So people are starting to lose their trust in those gigantic big corporate farms, those industrial farms, and there's just been such a shift in recent months and years. People going back to, you know, starting community gardens for themselves and supporting local farmers, and there's such a massive big surge of interest and passion for local food. So, you know, my goal eventually, this is the track that I was going down before, my goal eventually is to be putting water tanks in people's gardens and chickens, so getting people more off the grid essentially. It would just, you know, if 100,000 people adopted all these ideas at one time, just the difference it would make would be so incredible. And putting power back in people's hands, they're not so dependent on centralized sources of water and power and food. And you know, if the two big supermarkets collapsed in Perth, people would just be done for. It would just be a horrible scene. Like, everyone is so dependent on these two supermarkets in Australia, Coles and Woolworths. What is it, 60 cents out of everyone's dollar or something like that around Australia goes to two of these giant companies. So I don't know why that isn't more unsettling for more people. So growing your own food, it just puts the power back in your hands, and it's interacting with nature. It feels good. It's a sensible, intelligent thing to do. And I can't wait to be uploading regular videos teaching you guys how to do it better, identifying plants and identifying pests and disease and stuff like that, taking care of your soil, just getting your thumb greener essentially. So I love the idea of growing your own paradise as well. So don't look to other people to provide you with paradise. Just go outside your back door and grow it yourself, because the feeling of growing your own, there's just nothing like it. So that's what I try and do around Perth, is just plant as much fruit and veg and get gardens thriving as I can possibly plant. So I'm so glad to have started this little channel and gotten the first video off the ground. I'll get more and more comfortable in front of the camera as time goes on, and I'll really get a kick out of editing these videos too. So please, if there's even a little fibre in you that resonates with what I'm saying and this makes sense to you, comment please. I would love your feedback. Tell your friends about it. With every subscriber and every little show of interest, I'll be motivated to make more for you guys. I just want to share my passion and enthusiasm for these subjects. It's just it's just very timely that it's the right time to start this channel. Eventually I will be interviewing farmers as well. So another idea I have is people that are inclined or are growing their own food in the suburbs, or you know, I call them producers, like local producers. I'll be interviewing people like that. So where I see food gardens in the suburbs, I'll be knocking on the door requesting an interview, and more often than not, these kind of people are more than willing to talk about how they got started and their motivations behind wanting to take control of everything they eat. It's just a brilliant, empowering thing, and people love sharing their stories. So I'll be interviewing hopefully the members or the founder of the Rare Fruit Growing Society in Perth, Also heading down south and interviewing organic farmers and biodynamic farmers and their motivation and how they're going. Anyone that's into growing food and providing for themselves. So I'll get this all on camera. Hopefully I'll get some really good interviews. And we'll see where it leads me. I'm quite interested to see what happens. I'll be going to all the gardening events, gardening festivals and things. Hopefully you guys like what I'm saying. It's all honest and it's all sincere. I love talking about this stuff, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll develop a little outro as well that I can repeat. So, very first video, 2016. Thank you. See you later.